for that game. And then you can see no goals, Solihull and Yeovil Town, who both had a man sent off. Weymouth too good for Kings Lynn. Woking from behind have beaten Altrincham. We've got problems with COVID, of course, at the moment, as we heard in midweek. And Wrexham leading until late on at home. But Torquay, through who else but Conor Lemonhay Evans, made it one apiece. And, of course, our game rounds things off. As mentioned then, it is Boreham Wood and the Luke Garrard who lead by a point with the win today over Grimsby, who were beaten, of course, and Chesterfield, who picked up a point. So just a point between the top three, and then a couple further back to Halifax, of course, drew today. You can see all the way down to Bromley in 7th, and then a whole host of teams hoping to push their way into the playoff places where you get past the quarter-way mark of the season. Dover, of course, having started on -12, are cut miles adrift, and at the moment it's Aldershot and Southend who make up the bottom three. Aldershot, of course, who are playing here at the Hive. So, lots to look forward to. All the build-up from here at the Hive coming before about a 5:20 kick-off. We'll hear from Scott, we'll hear from Chris, and, of course, the two managers. So we'll see the other side of this short break.
You know they run 13k every match.
Does running sideways count?
Probably. Insight, analysis, news with BT Sport Score and The Athletic.
So much to come on BT Sport tonight, including a top light heavyweight UFC matchup.
Little Aisha shouldn't be going blind. She shouldn't be facing a life of poverty and misery. But she can't fight the infection destroying her eyesight alone. 2-year-old Enoch shouldn't be losing his sight, but his family can't afford the simple treatment that will let him see again. He faces an uncertain future, yet his life has barely begun. In some of the poorest parts of the world, children's lives are needlessly being destroyed by blindness. They already have so little, and now they're losing their sight. These children really need you to call Sightsavers on 0800 038 1639 or text FUTURE2 to 70007 and give £2 a month now. That's all it costs to help give children their sight back. You can help make sure vulnerable children are given regular checkups before problems begin. You can help provide medicines that fight painful infections. And you can help provide vital operations that help children see again. Please call Sightsavers on 0800 038 1639 or text FUTURE2 to 70007 and give £2 a month now. We can't let blindness ruin their lives. We can't let it destroy their futures. Aisha and Enoch shouldn't be going blind. Please, help them see again. Thank you.
Looks like you want McDonald's from Just Eat, yes? Well, no worries, dude. Girlfriend, dancing queen, we got it.
Did somebody say Just Eat?
Morning. Hi, I'm Jack from Verisure Alarms.
Oh, thanks for coming so quickly. Our neighbour was just burgled.
No worries, we're here to protect.
Can you install today?
I'll check your home for weak spots and install right away.
That's great.
Verisure Alarms and Cameras. Install your alarm now and get a free video doorbell. Call now or start your quote at verisure.co.uk.
He's a cheater.
Lies.
There's nowhere to run, and there's nowhere to hide.
Good evening. The National League season has passed the quarter-way mark, and for Barnet and Aldershot, so far a campaign spent at the wrong end of the table. Both sides have already rolled the dice by parting ways with the managers that started the season. And while Mark Molesley is still waiting for a significant improvement in the shots form, there is the visiting boss. His opposite number, Dean Brennan, has overseen just one defeat in 6 matches in temporary charge, interim head coach as well as head of football here at the Bees. Two men alongside me who know their way around the National League like the back of their hands in Scott Doe and Chris Hargreaves. And perhaps before we get our teeth into these two teams, Scott, we should talk a little bit about Stockport, the latest of a number of sides who decided to make a managerial change already this season. Simon Rusk had been working hard, I'm sure, but the defeat to Barnet midweek, it turned out, was his last game.
Yeah, I think it was possibly coming for a while, but obviously that was the end result. But obviously, unfortunate for him, he lost his job. They've had a great result today at Dover, but obviously it's a big job for whoever comes in to take over that role.
Yeah, indeed. Interesting, isn't it, that they've been struggling a little bit for all their firepower up front, Stockport, to score goals. 2 apiece at one point against Dover today, and they've ended up 5-2 winners. Ollie Crankshaw getting, I suppose, the decisive 3-2 goal, as it were.
Yeah, it's, you know, any win's a good win.
Yeah.
I know Dover have had the problems and are really struggling, but at 2-2, you're thinking, wow, it's another bad result, but to go and turn it round and have a real convincing win, really important for the club. Again, similar to Scott, you know, got a lot of sympathy for Simon. You know, at the end of the day, he did get the team in the playoffs last year, but it's not enough for a lot of these clubs this season because the expectation is so high.
Yeah, there will be, I would think, a lengthy list of applicants for the post, such as the budget and the relative riches at Stockport. But interesting, actually, when you look back at the changes that were made by these two teams, they were made on the same day at the end of September. Harry Kuehl lost his job here at Barnet, and Danny Searle at Aldershot. Harry hadn't been here long. Danny had been at Aldershot for a while, so interesting that they both decided within a few weeks, really, at the start of the season, that they needed a change.
Yeah, and obviously it hasn't gone as well for Aldershot.
No.
You know, they're still looking for that win. Barnet, the other way, have had some very good results, and it's a massive game for both teams today. You know, Aldershot want to get out of the bottom 3. Barnet want to try and catch up with the mid-table sides, and it's a very big game for both teams and both managers.
Yeah, and of course, whilst the win for Barnet was fantastic in midweek, it talks about the fact that was the end for Simon Rusk at Stockport, but it shows also what Dean Brennan's done here at Barnet. Made them hard to beat, and they've now got a goal threat.
Yeah, done a really good job. I mean, he works on restarts, as he calls it, set pieces. Works really hard on the training ground doing this, and this is the result. You know, your 2 defenders score, and a lot of managers would agree. You know, set pieces, both for and against, absolutely vital in this league.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Meanwhile, I wonder whether Mark Molesley will be kind of relieved to be away from his own patch, because beaten by Weymouth there in midweek, sometimes that becomes a bit of a weight round your neck, being at home.
It does, you know, and sometimes obviously they want to get, sometimes it happens away from home, you know, obviously they haven't had a good result at home, come away from home, and they want to get a result at some point, so they'll be hoping today will be the place here at Barnet, but I think Barnet will have something to say about that as well.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Yeah, just obviously you know Mark Molesley, a few days at Bournemouth.
Yeah,
so
I had a chat with him before the game. He's desperate. You know, he's lost his 2 centre halves, which are key for him. You know, you keep it too well, and in that clip there, not such a good night. But you know, this is about trying to grind out results at the moment. Forget the performance at the moment. It's not about that. It's about grinding out results, getting some points on the board, getting a bit of momentum and a bit of belief with the players.
Well, kick-off not that far away here at the Hive now, but before they do get started, and after this short break, we'll hear from the 2 managers. Mark Molesley, who's here, of course, as Aldershot boss, and Dean Brennan, who is very much the interim, but doing well as the interim head coach of Barnet. He is already the head of football here. We'll hear from both of those men when we come back.
When Bet365 was created, we had a simple vision. We wanted to connect people to every game that matters. We wanted to build the ultimate sports app. So, we did. Download the app and see for yourself. Why Bet365 is the world's favourite online betting brand. Please, gamble responsibly.
Dean, the bees are buzzing, as they say. You pleased with your impact, and what have you got to do to sustain it?
Yeah, we're looking for consistency now. We're on our performance levels. I think I've managed 7 games now, and we've won 3, and we've picked up 11 points from that within the league campaign, so we're very happy with that.
Mark, I'm hearing glowing reports from other managers that you played against, but unfortunately lost against. These good performances that you're having are not necessarily getting you the points yet, are they?
No, not at the moment. We're learning some harsh lessons. It's a brutal game, especially the standard of the league this year, but
I'm a firm believer that you learn through your hardship, and we've got to learn quickly. But we feel like we're on the right path. We just need, to tighten up in a couple of areas.
So your opponents, Aldershot today, they'll be scrapping for the points. They really, really need them, as do you.
Yeah, they're the wounded animal. I know since Mark's gone in, they've only had one victory, but they're a good side. I know they've brought Laurie Walker, goalkeeper, I know really well. Mo Betterman comes back in the team for them, so there's no easy games within the division. But we're really looking forward to the task today, and hopefully we can be on the right end of the result.
Barnet, your opposition today, they're on good form. What do you expect from them? Yeah,
they're a tough outfit. They've had a spike in performance with the change in management, and they've got some dangerous players. Like every game, it throws up a real tough challenge, and we've got to be at our best. We know that, and it's certainly a challenge we're looking forward to.
Mark Molesley and Dean Brennan. Obviously, full highlights later this evening, as always in the National League. Here are some of the key moments. Notts County with a very, very valuable late winner at Grimsby. We had a bit of a tough week after losing to Wealdstone in midweek. Ruben Rodriguez, such a technically gifted player at this level, with the late winner at Grimsby. What a win that is for them. Meanwhile, Dagenham were 2-0 up against Chesterfield and seemingly cruising, but you're always at risk with Kabongo Shimanga. He involved, as you can see, in the build-up, having pulled one back already. Chesterfield, Shimanga on the spot again, well into double figures for the season now. Such a valuable striker for them. That finished 2 apiece. Chesterfield down to 10 men, and of course a lot of the news this week around the Hollywood owners, Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds at Wrexham. Their home game, having lost at Maidenhead in midweek, they thought was going to end in victory, but Gary Johnson's talking, you never know when they're done, and Connor Lemonhay-Evans, as usual, popping up with the late equaliser. So not the Hollywood ending thus far. Boreham Wood's win, though, means they are top of the tree tonight by a point from Grimsby after those 2 defeats, and Chesterfield, who picked up that point on the road. Halifax with the draw today in 4th, and Solihull, Notts County and Bromley make up the top 7. Dover, of course, cut a long way adrift at the bottom, but Aldershot desperate for points, as you can see, on 7 thus far from 12 played. Southend also, and Kevin Mayer looking for wins with an increasing sense of alarm. Just 8 points for them. Kings Lynn on the same points with a slightly better goal difference, and then Barnet with that improvement in form lately under Dean Brennan, starting to climb a little bit away from danger. Team's not far away here, of course. Think Barnet today, Dowie?
I think so. I think that midweek winner of Stockport's massive, at Stockport as well, and I think today they carry that momentum on and get a home win for me.
Yeah, interesting to hear, Jeff, and he's right to say that under Mark Molesley they have improved performance-wise, but you get nothing for performances.
No, you don't. I mean, he's well schooled, isn't he, Mark? I mean, we both worked with Eddie at Bournemouth, and you know, it's military precision playing in the right way, but at this point just got to try and grind some results out. Yeah. And you know, even a scrappy draw, you know, just to get on that coach on the way home and say, boys, we've galvanised, we've got together. It's so important today.
Yeah. And as Chris points out, 2 centre-halves missing for the visitors. That, as a former defender yourself, you'll know that can be a hard Rubik's Cube to fix, if you like.
It is. I mean, if you have maybe one missing, you can account for it. But 2 centre-halves missing, for me, is massive. And it's going to be tough. It'll be tough, but you never know. You never know with this league.
Let's see who starts the brighter here at Barnet on the front foot, but Aldershot maybe needing it, if that's possible, more than the home side. Don't forget, you can enjoy today's action with your friends on the BT Sport app. You can choose the Watch Together option, all sorts of extra goodies on the app. Download it to your mobile or your tablet. More from Chris and Scott at half-time. Well, we're good to go here, as ever, on a Saturday tea time in the company of the 2 Adams, Virgo and Summerton. Evening, boys.
Thank you, Matt. Evening, everyone. Well, this League 2 fixture less than a decade ago. Barnet and Aldershot were relegated together in 2013, but right now National League survival is the priority for these 2 clubs. Well, Dean Brennan has made 2 enforced changes to the side that began Barnet's win at Stockport this midweek. Joe Widdowson is out with a long-term injury he sustained in that game. Jordan Thomas is suspended after being sent off at Edgeley Park. Into the side comes Sam Beard and Ben Richards Everton. Mitch Brundle continues his record of starting every league game this season, the only Bees player to do so. Mark Molesley has handed an immediate debut to new loan signing Laurie Walker. The goalkeeper has come in from MK Dons. That was on Friday. Mitch Walker, who'd played every minute this season till now, dropped to the bench as a result. The two other changes to the 11 that began Tuesday's loss to Weymouth see Bettimer and Toure restored at the expense of Glover and Andrews. Mo Silla is among the subs. His signing was only announced today. He's been playing in the third tier of French football. Well, Mitch Brundle, as I've already mentioned, Adam, somebody who has been an ever-present for Barnet this season and will be really important for them again today.
I certainly think when you look into these games, when there's so much riding on it, you look about who can win possession back, who can start in terms of counter-attack happening. He's an excellent player at this level. He does the basics right. And I think if Barnet get a good performance out of him today, they could certainly maybe pick up 3 points. And for me, a player, again, that came on against Weymouth, done so well. Probably the only positive from their performance, despite the defeat. But he's very direct, and on his day can be an absolute handful. And they'll be certainly looking for a big performance from him.
Well, Aldershot finished last season 21 points above Barnet, but right now the Bees are 6 points above the Shots. Neither will be happy with their starts to the season overall. Certainly points, confidence and consistency have been in short supply, particularly for the Shots, who only have a points deducted Dover below them. Barnet have at least seen a positive reaction to Harry Kewell's departure. So it's the Bees against the Shots at the Hive, two ex-Football League clubs who each have ambitions to get back there, of course, but it's, I guess, safety first at the moment. And this is a game, Adam, that I think both sides will see as winnable.
Oh, most definitely. I think that when you come into this game, despite, say, change of managers, one that we've seen with Barnet, I've had the results of a new manager coming in and just the performances have got better, but above all, the points have started ticking up onto the board and the points are going on. And for Aldershot, with the change of manager, he's tried to change things, and I think the performances have been better, but the results haven't counted for their performances. And I think when you come into these games, you certainly feel, and when I've seen Aldershot so far, especially under Mark in particular, you almost start the games, you think actually they play really, really well. They kind of feel that they can create something, they can get something from these games, and they concede that goal, and all of a sudden the confidence goes, and that's when they find themselves in sometimes difficult situations.
Already seen some really significant results today. What a victory that was for Notts County at Grimsby in terms of the promotion race. That's back-to-back defeats now for the Mariners, who'd had such a fantastic, or have had such a fantastic start to the season. But it's very much about the relegation battle at the Hive today. And it's an early opportunity here for the Shots to put one in the box.
These are always important set plays against sides that are not necessarily keeping the ball well and creating too many chances. So this is a real good chance.
Searching ball in there, which Barnet are struggling to get clear. Real contrasting fortunes for these two sides in the week. Barnet 2-1 winners at Stockport, although it came at a cost, losing Jordan Thomas to a suspension and Joe Widdowson to a long-term injury. Also brought an end to Simon Russ' time in charge at Stockport. Aldershot's 2-0 loss at home to Weymouth, a really disappointing result for them. Only the Terrace third league win of the season. Forward it went from Woods. Mason Clark played it wide. 3 in the box here for the Bees. Edser. Mason Clark going on the outside, but has overhit the cross. So Oxlade-Chamberlain to take the throw-in. For those wondering, yes, Christian is the brother of Alex. with Oxborough, who can only find touch.
I've just seen there that Barnet are looking to try and play out from the back as much as possible. So really important that I think Aldershot set the press at the right times to put his back four under pressure.
Mark Molesley replaced Danny Searle at Aldershot in September. He had 3 spells with the Shots as a player when he first turned pro. Easy take that for Oxborough. It was a very late change, by the way, in terms of the Barnet bench. Sam Granville brought in for Mason Bloomfield, who picked up an injury in the warm-up. Chance for the Bees to get forward here with Flanagan. Fongut got involved, and that was a nice return ball as well to Bean's best move of the game so far, and they get a corner out of it.
He gets in a really good position there, Sam Beard. I just maybe thought the angle that he was at could maybe take the shot on more than the cross. He's been peering already down that left-hand side, trying to get in attacking positions. It's been a positive start so far from Dean Brennan's side.
He's maybe outside of the quadrant, that, but we'll carry on. Mason Clark holding off the challenge of Toure and finding the cross as well, and they've got plenty forward here, Barnet. Flanagan with the chance to cross, pulls it back instead here to Fongut, and was flicked on. Marriott was the forward in there.
Well, it's just one of those crosses that go into Adam Marriott that he kind of knows where the goal is. He just has to try and direct it with the pace of the cross that comes in from Fongut. Always a difficult chance, that one, but it's been a decent start from the home team.
Of course, she was part of the Kings Lynn side that won the National League North title in 2020. Adam Marriott had a fantastic goal-scoring record there, 28 goals in 31 league games as they won the title. Yet to really get going yet at Barnet, though, Adam. 1 goal in 8 league appearances.
I'll say him and Michael Gash formed a really good partnership when Kings Lynn got promoted, and say certainly at this level he kind of knows he's in and away around the 18-yard box, but the struggles of Barnet this season always seems to reflect on the centre forwards as well, but he's got good movement, he's got good experience. So the relationship with Mason Clark slowly building.
Edser. And Jolie with the ball wide here. And Kinsella will look to try and keep it in. He did superbly. And the header isn't too far wide at all from Edser. Really good move that from the Shots.
Well, Kinsella does so well there because he makes the overlap. I think it's slightly overhit there, but he does absolutely brilliantly to get to the byline and hang it up there for Edser. That I think with the pace of the cross that comes in, I think he should be doing better than that.
Oh, he'll be delighted with that move, Mark Molesley. I have to say, he's had some really interesting things to say ahead of this game. The Shots coach, and of course, only had 1 win under him so far. He's talked about his players working hard but not working smart was one of the things he said. Talked about them needing to stand up and be counted, but also said he thinks that they're very close to clicking as a team. We need more quality and clarity, Adam, was another thing that he said. What's your take on Aldershot under Mark Molesley? Of course, hasn't had too much time in charge.
Not really. I mean, he hasn't had the results of what Dean Brennan has since going in around a similar time, but what he's tried to do is gone from a back 3 that Danny Searle played, and he's gone to a back 4. He's tried to play more through the thirds and ask his players to be braver on the ball. And I think the performances have picked up under them, but unfortunately you need the other side of the game, as we see time and time again in the National League. You need to grind results out, and you need to be really strong in your own box and more clinical in the other opposition's box.
And Jolie. Vennings. Put into touch by Lyons Foster. He's played every minute in all competitions so far this season, Lyons Foster, the only shots player to do so. Was with Tottenham and Villa and Bristol as a youngster, Bristol City I should say. Was an awful start to the season for Barnet. Didn't win any of their first 7 games, all under Harry Kewell. Lost 5 of those, but since he left, they've only lost 1 of their last 6 league games. They've won 3 of them. There certainly has been a reaction, hasn't there?
Well, it certainly has, but I will say this on record. I mean, the people that decided to bring in Harry Kewell to the club maybe should have left the club with him, because the appointment just to me made absolutely no sense whatsoever. And you've got a director of football who's done a job at Wealdstone in Dean Brennan. He knows the league so well, and no surprise, he's gone from the office down to the sidelines, and you've seen results improve.
He said how proud he was of the players after that big win at Stockport during the week. New ball required. And it's Kinsella to take the throw in for the shots. Really good to see Kinsella back playing again. Missed so much of last season with a knee injury, needed surgery, and his former teammate at Aston Villa, Jack Grealish, was among those who donated to an online fundraiser. Kinsella with the throw-in. Barnet have it back again here. Just 2 wins for Aldershot in their last 10 National League away games. They've lost 6 of those as well. They haven't kept a clean sheet in any of those 10 matches. The last time they did on the road was a win at Weymouth back on the 13th of April. They've come close here through Edson. Slade Chamberlain with the throw-in. It was Jordan's pass. And now Vennings. Kinsella. Movement forward from Edson. Played short instead. And they get a corner out of it.
Well, it certainly seems Aldershot best ball down that left-hand side with Toure trying to be involved. Harry Taylor, notably more of a centre-half and a midfielder, being asked to play at right-back. So you certainly feel if you can give him the ball and give him time to run at Harry Taylor, that you certainly feel you get a lot more joy in those one-on-one situations in the final third.
Well, a slip as the corner was taken, but it still came quite nicely in the end to Lyons Foster, who couldn't keep it down.
On a miskick corner that almost ended up into the back of the net. Disappointing marking there from Barnet to give Lyons Foster a free chance, free opportunity.
Mason Clark. That's a good save that. Well kept out by Laurie Walker. The most significant stop that he's needed to make. The man making his debut. Good drive forward by Mason Clark.
It's a good opportunity, good chance there. Just uses his strength there to push off Lyons Foster. I just think maybe thought he was going to take a small deflection. It's a comfortable height for him. What he does, he just palms it away well. Can you see Marriott following in? If it's not a strong palm away, then the centre forward Barnet's got a good tap in.
As I said, Adam, he's making his debut here, Laurie Walker, brought in on a short-term loan from NK Dons. Mitch Walker, who he's replaced and is on the bench today, had played every minute of the league campaign so far this season, but hasn't kept a single clean sheet, which is obviously an issue, a big one. Fonguk looking to try and bend what. But a positive minute or so here from Barnet, who are looking to force the issue a bit more.
He's picking up one or two positions there nicely, Wes Fonguk, especially on that left-hand side. Lucan's cutting on his right. He's had a cross into Marriott, and this time he's had a shot. It's just gone wide of the post. It's been a decent open game so far.
Up and under. Marriott beaten in the air. Put out of play by Corey Jordan. Signed from Gloucester this month. Came through at Bournemouth's youth system, Corey Jordan. Richards, Everton with the header that finds touch. Throw-in taken quickly here by Mikhail and Jolie. Kinsella. Toure. It's Greenidge who headed that clear for the Bees. And Mason Clark looking to make most of the ball forwards. Wagstaff. And Jolie. Wagstaff. Kinsella. Toure. Can be really direct runner. And showing it there and winning the free kick, and it's a good opportunity for the shots.
That's a prime example I was exactly talking about a couple of minutes ago. No fault of Harry Taylor's been asked to be playing out of position. He's had 2 or 3 runs now at the right back, and certainly feel he's getting the better of him, especially when he's got time to run at him.
Yeah, Toure signs this month from Carlisle on loan. Has plenty of experience at this level. At the last season he played in the National League with Hartlepool back in 2019-20. He scored 12 goals. There's been quite the conversation going on here as to what the right policy is. Bettimer very much involved in that conversation. There's the shot on. 4 in the box for the shots, and you'll notice Edser and Wagstaff on the edge of the area, but well, a bit of a waste in the end, that, wasn't it?
Certainly a lot that was expected from it, but disappointing.
Yeah, Vennings firing it wide, a player signed on loan from Charlton. That has started all 6 now since joining on a 1-month loan from the Addicts. One back here by Wagstaff, and Edser will drive on here for the shots, and he'll hit it, and it's been pushed out. And what a goal-saving challenge that was. Well, the initial save from the goalkeeper was a good one, but he still needed helping out there.
It's a brilliant driving run there from Edser, but I have to say that Sam Beard reacted really, really well. So it was the best parry from the goalkeeper. And his fullback came in and made a really, really timely challenge. Great defending there from him.
Yeah, reacted very well indeed there. Sam Beard, who's come back into the side today. His first appearance since the 2nd of October. He picked up an injury in that goalless draw with Halifax. Lost both their full-backs from that victory at Stockport, with one sent off, and of course the unfortunate injury to Widdowson as well. Greenidge. Sam Beard's certainly someone that you know of, isn't he, Adam?
I certainly do. I mean, I know his dad for a long, long time, Mark. Just left the assistant role at Stockport, but I know a lot of time at Brighton of Albion. Tried to get Sam into my football academy. Unfortunately, he wanted too much money. I know he's a really good lad, Sam. Really nice. Good to see him back playing.
Or do you just not pay enough?
I don't tell the rest of my coaches that.
He certainly has had a solid start to this game anyway, Sam Beard. One thing he did say, Dean Brennan, after that big win at Stockport was that they needed to get their feet firmly back on the floor, the Barnet players. A lot of euphoria, understandably, after that win at Edgeley Park. It's too close to Walker.
So you always find in those games, you know, against the top teams or, you know, quality sides, when you go away from home and you pick up maybe an unexpected result, it means nothing if you don't win these games after.
Mason Clark, who's got Marriott in the middle, pulled it back brilliantly, but it was just a heavy touch, wasn't it? They're trying to win it back here as Taylor puts one in. And it wasn't too far wide, that. Maybe question marks over the shots defending, but Barnet go close.
It's a great little cutback there. Nick Flanagan, I thought he was going to take it first time. And the extra touch allowed Jordan to make the challenge. That's not a bad attempt there from Harry Taylor, because he hasn't really got much of a backlift there to get any real power. So he's gone for placement and quality, and it almost squeezed into that bottom corner. Brundle does really, really well to put Vennings under pressure, not allow him to clear it.
Oxlade-Chamberlain. Put out by Sam Woods. Mentioned earlier that Aldershot have got 11 away games without a clean sheet. They've conceded 24 goals across those 11 games. Clearly defending an issue, something that was a problem before he arrived, in fairness, but it's something that they're desperately trying to sort out, and they've maybe not been helped as well with the absentees that they've got too. Kinsella. Toure with Edsa waiting on the edge of the box. Just overran it slightly there, but has got a corner.
So they've really linked up well down the left-hand side, Kinsella and Toure. Just important that Woods skip back and give Taylor just a little bit more support in those 2-on-1 situations. So you can see that Aldershot are looking to go down that left-hand side.
Lewis Kinsella it is who's gone across to take this. Brundle detailed to keep an eye on Edsa, and he lost him, and Edsa got the shot in. And it was well held onto that by Oxborough. It was travelling from Edsa.
That's a brilliant set play there. Certainly one off the training ground.
Edsa's movement was fantastic. The ball to pick him out from Kinsella, superb as well. You couldn't really fault the shot. I mean, he's got plenty of power behind it, and it's on target. So the keeper's positioning very good.
Yeah, unlucky not to get themselves that goal. I said right at the start of the game, Adam, about Aldershot, when I've seen him this season, you almost feel that they can get something out of the game, and the way that they start games, they start really well. It's when they concede that first goal. But, I mean, it's a difficult one, that one. You see teams do that a lot, and they don't really come to much from it. But unlucky there from Edsa.
Still only 22, Toby Edsa. Yeah, was signed from Forest back in September of 2020. He actually captained their under-23s. And I can recall the former Spurs player David Howells, who many people will recall was a fine player in his day, has said that he thinks that Edsa's got a very bright future. But he's certainly come closest, hasn't he, to breaking the deadlock from an Aldershot point of view.
Oh, so he's a tidy player in that midfield. I think Wagstaff coming in as well. Just that experience, it allows the likes of Edsa to move forward, and Vennings as well to progress in that midfield area.
Toure again looking to cause problems down that left-hand side. As you've highlighted, Adam, it looks a decent understanding developing there between Kinsella and Toure as Kinsella takes it out of play.
Well, he was excellent when he came on against Weymouth, Toure, and it was probably the only bright spark of a disappointing night for Aldershot.
Mason Clark. Couldn't quite pick out Marriott. Woods. Get it to Brundle, it's Bettimer. Taylor. Mason Clark. Marriott and Fonguk in the box. He tried to seek out, I think, Sam Beard, who had arrived on the edge of the area. Miscontrolled by Fonguk. These supporters felt there was a handball by Oxlade-Chamberlain. Big week of Champions League action coming up on our channels. Chelsea head to Sweden to take on Malmo. Tuesday, 5 o'clock start for that one. BT Sport 2. The same evening, Manchester United head to Italy, Bergamo to be precise, to take on Atalanta. This is Bettimer. Wagstaff. Challenged by Beard. I may as well tell you about the rest of the midweek Champions League action coming up. Liverpool take on Atletico at Anfield, Wednesday, 7 o'clock start time for that. And Manchester City, having really schooled Club Brugge in Belgium in the reverse fixture, will take on the Belgian champions at the Etihad on Wednesday. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Looks like Toure is pulled up there, which will be a real concern for Mark Molesley. They're effectively down to 10 for the moment here, Aldershot. Slip by Mason Clark. Well, there's a slip from Kinsella as well. This is Taylor. Brundle. Searching ball into the box, and Fonguk was arriving, and they've kept it going! And in it goes! Flanagan with the finish! From close range. While Aldershot were down to 10 there because of the injury to Toure, Barnet perhaps have made the most of that and find themselves in front of the Hive.
And I would say it's a goal against the run of play, but I have to say the awareness of Adam Marriott, the 14, is absolutely exceptional, because he just doesn't give up on this. Look at this. To put that back into a danger area for someone to go and attack it. And it was Flanagan that read it really, really well. It's a bit of a lazy clearance, though, from Oxlade-Chamberlain. For all the good that Aldershot have done, they've gone and really shot themselves in the foot by conceding a poor goal. But Adam Marriott, really well done there to keep that one alive, put it back into a danger area for Flanagan to get himself a goal.
Not just his first Barnet goal, but his first senior goal as well for Cian Flanagan. Somebody who was released by Crystal Palace over the summer. I remember he won their Under-23s Player of the Year award at Palace in 2019. Never got a debut, though, from Roy Hodgson. Keen to make an impression now with Barnet in the 5th tier, and has opened the scoring here. So Toure having to be replaced. And the change being made sees Andrews brought on to replace him, and that's a real shame, isn't it, that Toure has had to go off, because he's probably been one of Aldershot's better players in the early stages here. You just hope it's not something that keeps him out for any length of time.
Well, I certainly hope not. It's just more precaution than anything. But so he seemed to pull up straight away after making that run on the outside of Harry Taylor. It was really, really disappointing. So I thought him and Kinsella were linking up really, really well down that left-hand side and causing Harry Taylor a lot of problems. I think Harry Taylor will be the most relieved man to see him go off. So he did have the better of them in 2 or 3 or 4 occasions in those one-on-one situations.
I mentioned Flanagan was let go by Palace over the summer. It's certainly not damaged his confidence. So I was watching an interview that he did after he'd arrived at Barnet, Adam, and he said he was targeting 10 to 15 goals and assists this season. 10 to 15. So he's obviously a confident lad, and he's opened his account here.
We better get a move on.
Yeah.
I'll say it's good to have a high expectation and a goal to aim for.
Fonguk.
I'll talk about the goal there, but I have to say the awareness there from Adam Murray. You talk about experience at this level, Adam, know where you are in the 18-yard box, and he does this so well because he's nowhere near the play. But look at the reaction for him to keep that one in, and when he keeps it in, he just puts back into a danger area. He doesn't loop it back to the far post. He doesn't really loop it too high. He just puts it back for someone to go and attack it. It's really, really good centre-forward play from him. Good awareness.
I have to say as well, the anticipation from Flanagan was very good as well, wasn't it? Arriving late in the box. Haven't seen too much of a reaction yet from Aldershot as Bettimer wins the throw-in. I mentioned that he'd had some really interesting things, I thought, to say ahead of this game, Mark Molesley. Another one was they talked about needing to be bigger and braver in games against sides in and around them in the table, and this against Barnet comes into that bracket, that type of game, doesn't it? Wants them bigger and braver, he said, Adam.
You have to be, and this is where you look at your characters, and this is where you look at your leaders, because you're in a relegation battle week in, week out, and these are the games that will define whether Aldershot stay in the National League this season or they end up in the relegation zone and going down to National League South. So you need characters, and these are what the games will. These are the games you can't go and hide. The big games away at Grimsby and Notts County, where you get decent crowds, where it's nice to play in good surfaces. But these are the games that really, really matter. I can certainly understand what he's meaning.
So Kinsella forward to take the throw-in. Good movement here from Bettimer, who has Greenidge at his back. Aldershot's form is really poor. They've lost 4 games in a row in all competitions, including being knocked out of the FA Cup at Bowers and Pitsea. Their last win was at bottom of the table, Dover, on the 5th of October. They're in a bit of a rut, aren't they, the Shots? And we all know how hard that can be to get out of.
It's always going to be a tough season for them. It's a young squad as well. Some mistakes are going to be made. Ironically, you're talking about the game against Dover. I didn't think they actually played too well in that game, but ended up coming away with 3 points. I think they've played better in other games and come away with nothing. But you know, you need a reaction from his player. I think Toure going off has really changed the dynamic of how they try and break through this Barnet back line.
That's a good ball forward, though, to Bettimer, who's brought it down beautifully. He's got Wagstaff arriving. I think maybe the pass was on there for Wagstaff, who'd arrived on the edge of the box. And now Barnet can get forward. Fonguk. Certainly his control initially there from Bettimer was excellent, but did you think, like I did, Adam, that Wagstaff was on for the pass?
Yep. Well, when you're in those areas there, the way that Mo Bettimer plays, sort of head down in the 18-yard box, wants to get himself a goal. I think when you bring a ball down like that, especially in those situations, you want to take the shot off yourself and finish off the goal. I think the pass was certainly on there.
Taylor with the throw-in. Cleared by Kinsella. It's Richards, Everton's header. Have only won one of their 7 home games in all competitions this season. Barnet, that against Weymouth back at the end of September. And have suffered back-to-back home defeats against Boreham Wood in the FA Cup and beat 3-0 by Wrexham at the Hive last Saturday. Playing well so far today, in towards Marriott. Keep it down. It was a lovely ball in to find him there.
I've continued with a good reaction from scoring the goal, and haven't really seen much from Aldershot so far, and it's just one of those ones where you almost have to generate the own power from the cross.
National League title winner with Lincoln back in 2017, Adam Marriott, was part of that side that played against Arsenal at the Emirates in the FA Cup quarter-final that same season. Flanagan, the goal scorer, with Fonguk in support. Beards with the overlapping run. Flanagan again, nice move this, he'll have a go. And I think that might just have been on target, but it was well blocked by Corey Jordan.
It's a really important block there, but I have to say it's good play from Sam Beard down that left-hand side. Good overlapping run from him. It creates a little bit of space to allow the cut inside there, but just one of those last-ditch challenges there from Jordan to stop Flanagan getting himself a second goal.
I think it's been pointed out to the referee that that might be out of the quadrant. That's twice he's been able to do that now, though. Set up to be hit, but it was always a difficult one to keep down for Mason Clark.
Well, they've won second balls really well, despite that really lacklustre opportunity there for Mason Clark. They've managed to keep Aldershot penned in when they've cleared the ball.
Fonguk. Flanagan looking to measure the pass through. That was rather misjudged, the effort, in terms of playing a through ball there by Sam Woods. Kinsella quickly back to his feet.
Disappointing there from Woods, just a poor hit pass here into Marriott. But I have to say Flanagan's really on the front foot in that midfield area.
I guess it will give Aldershot supporters some comfort as they find themselves a goal down here that Barnet do still have the poorest defensive record in the National League this season. It is a little bit misleading, that, though, in terms of where they are right in this moment, because 19 of the 26 goals they conceded came in their first 7 games. In the 6 since, they've only conceded 7. So the Bees much improved at the back in recent weeks.
Well, they certainly are. I mean, the disastrous start that they had under Harry Kewell, especially the game here, I think at the start of the season against Notts County. 3-1 up against Grimsby and had that disastrous second half where they lost 4-3. 4 goals against Chesterfield as well. I have to say Dean Brennan's come in and done an absolute brilliant job just going back to basics and being hard to beat. That's what you need to do when you come into a club that's really struggling defensively. He's done that really well, and they can just try and build into the final third to try and find himself goals.
title success that he enjoyed at his previous club was his second league title as a manager. He led Hemel Hempstead to the Southern Premier League title in 2014 as well, Dean Brennan. But it remains to be seen as to whether he'll end up switching roles, if you like, or switching job titles from head of football to head coach. But the longer the improvement goes on, I guess the more pressure there is, or from outside, if anything, for him to take the job on a permanent basis.
Unless he doesn't want the job on a permanent basis, Adam, I don't think there's anyone else better fitted now to come in and take Barnet forward. It's been a disastrous couple of years since that playoff campaign under Darren Curry. They've lost players. They've seemed to have a squad and then all of a sudden they lose them. Young players have come through and gone, not invested the money in. The likes of Jack Taylor have brought decent money into the football club, not been able to invest in that. But finally, you may feel there's a little bit more light at the end of the tunnel whilst he's in charge.
Since Darren Curry left in August of 2020, Peter Beadle's been in charge, Tim Flowers, and of course most recently Harry Kuehl. They've all come and gone. There's a huge overhaul in the playing staff over the summer as well. It just feels Barnet like a club that's just desperately crying out for some sort of continuity and stability. Played back here by Bettimer. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Andrews. Just wanted too long maybe there, Andrews.
Andrews onto the right-hand side to go up against one-on-one against Sam did. Decent one-on-one defending from him, and they put Jolly onto the left-hand side where Toure was to try and go up against Harry Taylor. They seem to lose their rhythm in that final third since Toure's gone off Aldershot.
Don't look as dangerous, do they? As they had done with him on the pitch. Mason Clark with the pass to Marriott. He looks to wriggle away, and then that stretched leg from Jordan. Fonguk. Decision goes in Aldershot's favour. Ice applied to, it looks like a muscle injury for Jimmy Toure. The look really says it all, doesn't it, I suppose. Marriott. Bettimer will be keen to have a good game today up against a former club in Barnet, somewhere he didn't have much joy either, and he made 3 league appearances for them. It was a rather miserable year, loaned out twice to Welling and Hemel Hempstead. And it's another day, another game where Aldershot have seen their defence breached, not kept a clean sheet in any game, in any competition so far this season. And it's such a problem for them, Adam, because, I mean, you can trace it back to last season as well. They've now gone 18 matches, if you include this match, without a clean sheet, the Shots. Their last one, a 2-0 win over Yeovil back in May. And if you're always, you know, they're always chasing their tail, really. They're almost giving teams a head start at times, and that can't go on if his side are to avoid relegation this season.
Well, they're not. I'm going to say just that continuity, as you mentioned, about Barnet, is exactly the same with Aldershot. You really think about that playoff season quite a few years ago now, when they really lost every single player that really got them somewhere. So young players have come in to learn their trade, and it's always going to be very, very difficult for them. So they lost Tanner this season, Newell, Reese, and we know he's a quality player at this level, Anderson as well. And even just that little bit of experience. I know Ricky Miller's not the same player as he was at Dover, but certainly just that experience in the dressing room and in the squad can certainly help in these difficult situations. But I think Mark certainly knows the task. I thought Southend was going to be difficult for him, but I think this could be an even bigger task for him.
Oh, brilliant that from Flanagan. And Marriott's arriving in the box. Brundle's in there as well. Can he pick the pass? Well, saw it blocked off by Lyons Foster, but it was a lovely bit of skill that from Flanagan.
Well, he done really, really well there, because to get away was the hardest bit to do.
Mason Clark is the player down. Aldershot were keen to continue. Let's have a look at this again from Cian Flanagan, who's having a good game.
Oh, he's been excellent in this first half. I mean, the goal's certainly one thing, but his all-round performance has been absolutely brilliant. So the hard bit was to get into this position here, but then he just delays the decision what he wants to. Is he going to take the shot on or try and find the pass? I think Aldershot frustrated Adam, because they actually played the advantage when Mason Clark was down, and when they lost it, then the referee blew.
Mason Clark back to his feet, but will have to go off having received treatment. Just talking again about Flanagan, Adam, it was really interesting hearing him talk about the academy system that he'd been in for so long at Crystal Palace. It said that he'd been playing in the under-23 since he was 17, and had said that 2 years ago, it actually made a few headlines at the time, he said 2 years ago publicly that he wanted loan experience to play men's football. He didn't get that while he was at Palace, never broke into the first team under Roy Hodgson, and it's only now at the age of 22 that he's playing men's football, if you like, and that's maybe a problem of the system as Brundle plays it in, and the header finds the back of the net, but the offside flag goes up and it won't count from Mason Clark. We'll have a see, we'll have a look at how tight that was.
It was a really well taken header from Mason Clark. You can see he's looking down the line.
Oh, he's on, isn't he?
I think he is. I mean, the linesman's in a decent position there to see that he's in line. Brilliant ball in there for Mitch Brundle. It's a really well taken header, but the offside flag has denied him a goal.
Scott Tallis, the referee today, Stephen Parmenter and Alan Cresswell, the assistants. Well, that's a big let-off, isn't it, for Aldershot? They should be 2 down.
Well, they should be, and just another warning sign for them if they do switch off, that Barnet have certainly capitalised on that. But they've not reacted well from conceding the goal. They've not reacted well since Touré's gone off.
Wagstaff. Lovely ball over the top there, and Mason Clark couldn't quite bring it down. Good end to the half this, though, from Barnet. Brundle. Final seconds of added time. They're playing with confidence here. Woods just slightly overhits it, and Lyons Foster gets it clear, and Aldershot Adam need half-time, don't they?
They certainly do. They need to come in, regroup, and just not allowed now to concede this second goal.
Well, plenty of talking for that man to do at half-time. Mark Molesley's side find themselves a goal down at the break. Dean Brennan's side given the lead by Cian Flanagan in the first half. One of the standout performers for the Bees in that first half. His first league goal for the club. Mason Clark thought he doubled the lead and really should have done. Looked onside on the replays, but ruled out for offside. We'll get the half-time thoughts of Scott Doe and Chris Hargreaves with Matt shortly, but at the break at the Hive, it's Barnet 1, Aldershot 0.
You keep laughing.
You're talking about my mom, so you pass the line right there.
And you a drug cheat.
Lies.
He's a cheater.
You don't know my level.
Still undefeated. People cheat out of fear.
I'm ready for this.
My life's work coming down to one moment.
You wanna see something special? Wanna knock out these guys? See you November 6th.
For me, one of the best things about life is that we keep moving forward, we discover exciting new technologies, redefine who we are and how we want to lead our lives. Basically, we choose what we want our future to look like. So what's yours going to be?
If you had a chance to make it right, tell me the truth, would you take it? If you can go and chase your dreams, would you chase it? Or sit inside the office like you're flying in a spaceship? If God saw my heart, would he forgive my sins? Or would he lose it and never look at me again? With all the evil all around, I'm just looking for escapes. God, open up your gate, can you let me in? The choice is yours.
Alexa, start my morning routine.
Okay. Starting your morning routine, turning on light, opening blinds, playing wake up playlist, and the rest. Have a good morning.
These are Smile Direct Club aligners. They're laser cut for comfort to gently straighten teeth under a dentist's direction. They can turn a smile like this into a smile like this in as little as 4 to 6 months. So choose fast. Choose smart. Choose smile. Start from home. Visit smiledirectclub.co.uk.
For the ups, the downs, and everything in between. Halifax, it's a people thing.
Time for some action. Ooh, good choice. Well, it's a hack and it's spreading.
And do we know who's behind it?
Not yet, but we are working on it. Get 2-for-1 cinema tickets Tuesday or Wednesday for Meerkat Movies. Works every time.
Get a wild box for $3.49. And feel like a big deal.
What if I want a run with hills? That I only have to run up, not back down.
Ready for hill number 2, Peloton?
What about half intervals, half arms? And I only have half an hour to do it.
Heart rate stays up. We're moving to the mat. Keep it up.
What if I just need time to clear my head?
However you want to work out, challenge accepted. Start your 30-day home trial. New trade purchases only. Terms apply.
Hello. Today we're going to demonstrate how to make spiffingly refreshing and tickety-boo tasty Krabby's alcoholic ginger beer. Take a chilled bottle out of the refrigerator, serve over lashings of ice, and to finish a slice of exotic lemon. George, the lemon, please. Krabby's alcoholic ginger beer. Refreshing ginger beer. Only for grown-ups. I say.
Performance doesn't happen by chance. It requires dedication, effort, and knowledge. We push ourselves and others to the very edge of performance. Castrol Edge. Unlock the very edge of performance.
If your rocket isn't performing during liftoff, visit Newman.com for clinically proven erectile dysfunction treatment.
We have a liftoff.
Home side in front here at half-time. A big night in Serie A tomorrow. Do join James Richardson for Golazzo Live from 7. A review, of course, of the weekend's action, with Juve losing again at the moment, and lots of talking points ahead of Jose Mourinho's Roma against unbeaten AC Milan. All from the Olimpico, Sunday, 7:45 on 1. Scott Doe and Chris Hargreaves are here at the Hive, and I think Barnet, Scott, have been pretty good value after the first 10 or so minutes there.
I think so. Aldershot started bright, but then I think Barnet come into the game, and I think they got their tactics spot on. I think 2 centre-halves out for Aldershot, get balls in the box, and evidently they've gone and scored from it.
Yeah, Mason Clark's caught the eye. A lot of the good work, Barnet, has come down that right-hand side, hasn't it? But Marriott also has a big part to play in the goal for Flanagan.
He sure does, yeah. He works hard, doesn't he, Adam Marriott? Always on the shoulder, always looking to get into pockets as well. And this is just sheer will to keep the ball alive. Could easily let it go out, but decides to try and hook it back in. And Flanagan scores. It makes a good run in, actually. Just gambles. Just turns off in there a little bit. I think it's like that turns off. Be disappointed with that, but Cian Flanagan's done well, hasn't he? He's been creative. He's looked to get on the end of things. I think Aldershot are just caught in between that. Shall we play? Shan't we? And they're getting caught on the sort of counter straight away.
Yeah. You've got players that instinctively want to be footballers, but probably the circumstances aren't great for that at the moment. Now it's 1, and it could, and we think should, be 2. Mason Clark with the header, ruled offside. Doesn't look it on review.
No, I think it was just onside, and it's a fantastic ball in from Mitch Brundle, and a great header at that. He's headed it down really low, and Aldershot can count themselves lucky there for me. Yep. We'll have another look. This is the angle that probably gives us a better idea. Linesman, in fairness, trying to keep up with play, but you can see, I think he's level at worst, isn't he?
That's right. It's a really good header, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yet again, another cross into the box, and obviously it could have been 2-0.
Yeah, no, indeed. Now, obviously, they've lost the 2 centre-halves. They've also lost Jimmy Toure in that first half. But Edsa, particularly maybe in that first period when Toure was on the pitch, has been a thorn.
Yeah,
for
a couple of, I'd say you'd call them half chances, wouldn't you? Jimmy Toure, it's a real blow for them, him going off, but great little overlap here. Could he really commit to that? Maybe. I'd call it a half chance. This one, again, it's a snapshot, decent strike on goal. You'll see a great recovery here, though.
Yeah,
there you go.
From
that's the way to defend. Great recovery, and this is what they've done well, Barnet. They've got bodies in front of the ball. Good save there from the keeper. Just need to get back in it. Next goal is absolutely crucial.
Yeah, as we've said, it could have been 2. It isn't. It's just the 1 at the moment. That said, though, the bees are buzzing. Barnet starting to make the Hive a happy hunting ground as the home. Definitely on the front foot. Aldershot with work to do. Second half next.
Look at the quick feet there, and Vinicius Junior still going! It's a stunner from Real Madrid!
A little positive energy can move the world. Electric vans from Mercedes-Benz. Whether you're moving goods, tools or people, our electric vans are ready to keep your business moving. Shop online today. Search MB Electric Vans.
This is the Kenko Aficionado. Legend says he can tell how anyone has their coffee just by looking at them. Latte. Black no sugar. Hello, Soya Boy. It's also said that he's created a smooth barista-style coffee by grinding each whole bean with his bare hands. For nearly 100 years, Kenko have been the experts in coffee. So, out there they may call him the Caficionado, but we just call him Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Kenko, Caficionado since 1923.
Money? I hear villainy is quite lucrative.
Me? I would just steal the crown jewels. Again!
When I said, how can we help people with their money, I meant help them feel in control of their bills. No do crazy supervillain stuff.
We can't help by doing bad things?
Good things! Come on!
Let us try.
Please?
Fine.
Get luck on love!
Here comes your money in more ways than ever before.
Thousands
Thousands of top UK brands pay us when you shop. And we share that cash with you. So, thinking of shopping online? Top cash back.
This one goes out to the upstarts.
For those that started before they were ready.
Because they knew if they hadn't,
they'd never have started at all.
We're damn good at this in this country. Over 2,000 businesses are created every single day.
It's in our DNA.
Sometimes we're a bit cocky.
Once an upstart, always an upstart.
Everyone has a dream in them, but only the upstarts make it real.
Switch to brighter business banking from Virgin Money.
If you or someone you know owned or leased a diesel vehicle between 2007 and 2020, you could be entitled to significant compensation. Millions of drivers have been misled by numerous manufacturers about emissions, and hundreds of thousands have already filed a claim. It's easy to see if you're eligible. Simply visit our site now and check your vehicle instantly. It's completely free to sign up, and you can start your claim in seconds. Visit mydieselclaim.com and join thousands of others starting their claims today.
What can businesses do to fight the climate crisis?
I've got a few ideas.
Use wind or solar, or both.
Go all electric faster. I dare you. ¿Por qué no siembran más árboles en vez de cortarlos?
部屋でできるなら地元でも育てられる。
Do more sustainable farming. It's a thing now. Protegge il mio agua!
Mi state facendo preoccupare per i miei nipoti. E neanche ho figli.
I'm only 6. You figure it out. What's it gonna take for you to do something? Yeah.
What are you waiting for?
Climate change affects all of us.
Where am I gonna live if you mess up the planet?
This is your chance to do something good.
Ready for this? This is the Amex.
I am Neil. I'm Alan.
We play on BT Sport.
Watch Brighton versus Newcastle on BT Sport.
Brundle. Searching ball into the box, and Fongat was arriving, and they've kept it going, and in it goes! Flanagan with the finish!
That's the goal that separates the sides as they re-emerge here. And I suppose, Chris, the question from an Aldershot point of view is, have they got the personnel, has Moles got the personnel to change the way they're playing here, and is that necessary?
Just thinking the same, Matt. I think if they don't change it, they've got to be working together as a front three more, because he's too isolated down the middle. You know, the difference between Barnet is when midfield turnover happens, the front three connect, and they're playing inside and in pockets as well as going wide. So they've got to at least do that. If not, you've got to look to your bench and maybe try and go with two. Because the two centre-halves at the moment for Barnet are just eating everything up.
Next goal critical, Dowie?
Massive. Next goal is massive, especially for Aldershot, of course. Barnet get a second, then I think they kill the game.
Yep, we're all set here. Just time to tell you about our next Premier League offering, which is at tea time next Saturday. That is the long trip for Newcastle down to the South Coast to take on Brighton, who got that point at Liverpool today. Newcastle beaten at home by Chelsea. That's next weekend. This is now Barnet and Aldershot in the company of Adam. And Adam.
Thanks, Matt. Well, Barnet nowhere near where they would have hoped to be at this point of the season, but they have at least made some year-on-year progress. The Bees 4 points better off compared to the same stage of the previous campaign. It's gone the other way for Aldershot. They're 5 points worse off, and they're going to have to certainly start this second half, Adam, better the shots than they ended the first half, where it was very much Barnet on top and looked like they may well add a second.
I think for the first 10 minutes of that first half, Adam, I thought Aldershot were on top and had one or two good chances, especially Edser, one from the corner and one from distance. And we thought Toure was going to be the outball for them to create more chances and maybe get a goal from that. And then they conceded. And then for the final part of that first half, they really offered nothing. When you come into this second half now, it's about work rate. Can we try and outrun Barnet in the midfield? Can we try and put the back four under pressure when they've got the ball? Can we win our individual battles defensively? And then you start playing
try and get Bettimer into better positions, trying to allow Njoli there to get a little bit more alongside him rather than leaving him isolated, as Chris Hargreaves was saying at half-time. Really more of the same from Barnet. I thought they played really, really well in that first half after a bit of a difficult start, took the goal well, and they maybe should have had another one or two.
Slade Chamberlain with the throw-in. Led that by Flanagan, sent forward by Woods. Marriott. It goes to Mason Clark. Holds off Jordan. Mason Clark hits the byline and he pulled it across and almost found Fonguk. He's got full of intent today, Mason Clark.
Oh, he certainly has when he's come alive in that 18-yard box, but it's a difficult up and under for Aldershot to defend against. It's Oxlade Chamberlain in the end, it just makes that defensive cover at the near post, facing towards your own goal, a ball fizzing at you. Just get a connection on it and just hope for the best sometimes when it's hit that hard at you.
Remember, he signed pro with Barnet back in the summer of 2016. Mason Clark is still only 22 now. Woods being watched closely. The goal scorer Flanagan takes the corner. Fonguk. Andrews back defending here. And who came on for the injured Toure midway through the first half. These two clubs who have already parted company with a manager this season. Barnet sacked Harry Kewell on the 27th of September after failing to win any of his 7 games in charge. There certainly has been a reaction since that man took over on an interim basis. Of course, Danny Searle left Aldershot a week before Harry Kewell departed. That was on the 20th of September. He was the first National League manager to be sacked this season. I should ask you, Adam, what you've made of Simon Rust leaving Stockport this week.
Well, it's somebody that I know well from his days at Brighton, but even my affiliation with him, get them into the playoffs last season. I just think this season, I don't think there's been any continuity in terms of team selection. A lot of signings coming in, a lot of signings going out, and I just don't think the performances have been there this season. And you know, the way that the chairman is working this to take the club forwards, they want to be in the Championship in 5 years' time. He just probably felt that the results that they were having, especially the latest one against Barnet, I think was maybe the final nail in the coffin. I just almost felt that it was almost coming and coming and coming week after week, but hadn't really shown that consistency so far this season. And now it's a huge job for somebody to come in now and try and, you know, still got time in the season to really turn it around. We've seen time again when managers come in and have late runs into the playoffs and late runs into that second and third place. But it's a big job for whoever comes in now.
Well, the shots felt there was a handball there from Fonguk, but the referee, who was well placed, said play on. Flanagan. Be it come out by Oxlade Chamberlain. Might need a new shirt there, Sam Beard. Flanagan, Beard. Fonguk could come across. Beard with the ball into the box. It's cleared by Jordan. So some activity down on the benches. 5 minutes we are into the second half, and Mark Molesley is going to give Mo Silla his debut, coming on for Vennings. Not left it long, has he, Adam, Mark Molesley, before making this change. Only signing of Silla only announced today by the shots.
Yeah, certainly no surprise you bring a new player in, you want to try and get them involved as quickly as possible, and I think this is the timing that the game can run away quite quickly from you before you make substitutions to try and change the result around. So Vennings, 21 years old on loan, coming in from Charlton. Ed's still a young player as well. So just a little bit more energy in that midfield area, I think, and just trying to get a little bit more foothold into the game, where I just felt that those two players in particular hadn't really influenced the game on the ball.
He has been playing in the third tier of French football up until recently, Mo Silla. Edsa called for it, and he's got it as well. And dispossessed on the edge of the box. It's well played by Marriott, gets Mason Clark involved. Taylor's getting forward as well, he's done brilliantly to keep that in. Mason Clark, what's the cross like? It's good. He's pushed out by Walker. Again, Mason Clark doing very well indeed. He's had a fantastic game down that right-hand side. Silla. Randall's pass not quite kept in play. So dangerous when he gets in full flow like that. Just about kept it in, didn't he?
I think he's a player that you almost feel like there's potential and potential and potential in him.
Latching onto this as well, Mason Clark looks to pull it back. And Marriott was arriving, Brundle was there too. It's a good idea from Mason Clark to pull it back. Yellow card shown to Mason Clark for stopping the restart that Aldershot were keen to make. Remember, he was Barnet's Young Player of the Year back in 2019. Mason Clark signed pro in the summer of 2016. I remember us, Adam, talking to John Still about him when John Still was at the Hive, talked about him being a great trainer, said he has a great attitude, always smiling, but I guess for one reason and another, and maybe injury has played its part as well, hasn't truly kicked on and perhaps how we thought he would do, but as you've said, there's clearly a lot of potential there.
I'll say, following up, you say you're talking to John Still, I remember in long conversations with Darren Curry, who is a big believer in him, almost felt that at that stage he was maybe on the same level as Jack Taylor, but I just think maybe his attitude and his work rate, I think, was the issue as well under Darren Curry in particular when he was manager. Saw all the ability there. I think it was his work rate without the ball that didn't give him as many starts that he would have wanted of, but continue these kind of performances we've seen in these games, certainly there's a real potential there to go a lot higher.
Bettimer chases this. It's well played by Reece Greenwich. Made more league appearances than any other Barnet player last season, Mason Clark. He's featured in every league game this season as well. So almost 10 minutes gone in this second half, and scoreline remains as it was at half-time. Wagstaff is the player down here for Aldershot. And when you're looking, Adam, for somebody really with great experience to help you turn around this sort of game, to get a grip of the game more, he's certainly someone that Mark Molesley will be looking to for leadership, isn't he? Someone with more than 350 Football League appearances behind him.
I'll say, speaking to one or two people at the football club, he's coming in, ticked all the boxes. Sometimes an experienced player coming into the National League doesn't still have that desire or attitude, but he certainly has done that really well.
Struggling to get it clear, and it's the debutant, thumped home by Silla. Only minutes into his first game for the club, and he's got Aldershot out of the blue, you'd have to say, on terms here. Talk about an instant impact off the bench onto the score sheet. 1-1 at the Hive.
Oh, what a strike this is from Ziller. And it's not really offered anything in this second half so far, Aldershot, but when you get a set play, they become absolutely vital. And they don't really do enough, do they, Barnet, to defend it for their lives. There's no real desire for someone to go and attack it. And it's Mo Bettimer, you just see him there, he just gets the smallest of touches on it to keep it alive. And the substitute, the new signing, smashes it into the back of the net and gets Aldershot back into this game.
Inspired substitution. Well, we did say, Adam, that Mark Molesley had been quite decisive in respect to the fact that 5 or 6 minutes into the second half, he's not seen enough improvement, so he throws the new man on, and he goes and does that.
Oh, what an impact from the substitute. I said on Aldershot's first set play, similar to that angle in the first half, I said when these games you come up against each other, set plays become absolutely vital. And it's proved to be the case for Aldershot.
It's Bettimer, former Barnet player, who's down with the injury here. But you couldn't really say, could you, that the goal had been coming. As I think I said, out the blue somewhat, but...
So if the free kick hadn't been given, Adam, I'd have made the point that second half Aldershot have offered absolutely nothing so far. Created in really opportunities, haven't really had any possession in the ball, haven't really got the ball out wide to certain areas, not really caused Barnet's back four any real issues. But when a set play comes up, it's been an Achilles heel of Barnet last season in particular. I remember under Tim Flowers, set plays are absolutely everything at this level. They really are. And they defended that one poorly.
Oh, Bettimer really struggling here. It's the Aldershot fans now who are in full voice. It's yet another injury here for Mark Molesley, who's already lost, of course, one forward in Toure today as well, and Bettimer not going to be able to continue, and it's Ryan Glover who comes on to replace him. Signed on loan from Bournemouth this month, just one appearance for the Cherries this season. That was in a 6-0 defeat at Norwich in the EFL Cup. Came on for his senior debut. Has worked with Mark Molesley in the under-21 setup at Bournemouth in the past, and on loan as well at Weymouth. So he's someone that his manager knows well. Oxlade-Chamberlain with the throw-in. Into touch by Jordan. Beard with a nice turn. Wagstaff. Edsa. Kinsella. Already there's more verve, enthusiasm and confidence here. It's amazing what a goal can do. Could they get another one? And Jolie. Oh, lovely ball. Edsa. Fantastic move that by the shots. They've got a corner.
Exactly what you need to score a goal. You need to keep the pressure on. You need to ask more questions of Barnet. Making the pitch nice and wide. Again, it's down that right-hand side that they got a lot of joy. And it's a great overlapping run there from Edsa. And I think he's saying to Glover, make the run across the near post more than hanging out to the far post.
Almost an hour gone, and suddenly all the momentum here is with the shots. Kinsella to take the corner. Oh, and it's off the line. Goalkeeper got something on it there, Oxborough. It looked for all the world like that was going in. But Lyons Foster, I think a combination of him and the goalkeepers kept that out.
Well, they've looked really vulnerable on set plays, Barnet, in this game. And it's Flanagan on the line, along with his goalkeeper, that's managed to keep this one out. Edsa's had a chance when he had that little spin. And now this time, Lyons Foster with another opportunity and another chance. And this has certainly been the best period of the second half now from Aldershot.
Yeah, Lyons Foster going so close. Flanagan, who got the opening goal, kept it out. Goalkeeper with an important touch as Kinsella has a go. How this game has changed.
You'd be amazed the amount of times that goals go in. It just changes the momentum and the context of absolutely everything.
I'm not surprised to see a change being made here now by Dean Brennan as Fonguk is replaced by Rob Hall. Signed from Oxford United in September. Former England under-19 international Rob Hall. He's 28 now, but once upon a time came on for Harry Kane in an under-19s game back in November 2011, a decade ago now. He's played in the top 5 leagues in England. Made one Premier League appearance for West Ham. But they've got to try and regain the initiative here, Barnet. And Jolie to Kinsella. He's looking to seek out Glover. First involvement here for Hall. Won back by a determined Wagstaff. Keen to take the throw in quickly there as well. The shots, they know they've got to build on this equaliser. Quite finds Andrews. Flanagan played it forward first time, and Mason Clark chasing it. Needs some support. That's starting to arrive now. The shot was deflected and it's a corner. They needed that. They needed to get out, Barnet.
I've been so frustrated for Aldershot letting conceded from a ball like that. 2 against 1, but Clark just showing his movement and pace and in that final third.
And he'll continue to be a threat. Kinsella it was who blocked that and seemed to be hurt in the process. And finally back to his feet. So Flanagan to take it. Jordan headed it clear. Fired wide by Beer to Flanagan. Well, as he'll know, goals have been a real problem for Barnet at home this season. Failed to score in 5 of their 7 games at the Hive, including each of the last 3. Took the lead here, but have found themselves pegged back by a debut goal for Mo Silla. Beard then to take the throw in. He'll have been delighted with the, not necessarily the whole of the second half, but certainly since he made that early change, Mark Molesley got that equaliser and have been the better side, certainly since getting that goal to get them on terms. Mark Molesley's last job had been at Southend. He was appointed in the summer of 2020, was sacked after 7 months with the club 23rd in League 2. It's a chance now for the shots to get forward, and Jolie makes his way down the left. Andrews is central, and Jolie looks to try and bend one, and it was deflected. And it came off Greenwich, and only just over the bar.
We've seen too much of Johnny in this game, too much, but now he's picking up some really, really good positions out wide. Getting down that left-hand side is where Aldershot have had a lot of joy. Just one of those deflections, you get something on it, but it's really important now for Barnet to stay in the game. Corners, so far, they've really struggled with.
As I mentioned earlier, though, they have been defending much better of late. They do still have the poorest defensive record in the National League. Barnet going into this weekend, that was. As Kinsella prepares to take the corner kick. Will clearly be an in-swinger, left-footed player. It's disappointing. And cleared by Beard. Mason Clark with the header. Certainly plenty of potential, isn't there, at both of these clubs. They're each may be in a relegation battle right now, but they'll have ambitions to get back in the Football League. It was a League Two fixture this as recently as 2013. In fact, they were relegated the same season. Barnet came 23rd and Aldershot bottom with 48 points that year. A drop for Barnet here. It's cleared by Kinsella on the edge of the area. Covered well there, Beard. Throw-in taken quickly. And Edsa with the back heel, but it wasn't close enough to Glover, who I think he was trying to pick out.
He was trying to pick out Glover, but just hit that one first time. Just switch off at the back there, long throw-in. Bounces to him nicely. Just take it first time. The touch then allows Flanagan to come back, and so that'd have to be a respected back heel to put Glover in.
Chance maybe for a long throw in here. Harry Taylor, the captain, decides to take it short. Gets it back again off Woods. Now to Woods again. Spotted the movement from Mason Clark. I said earlier, Adam, I think it was right at the start of the game, that they are both in a relegation battle, these two sides, and they would each have seen today as a winnable match, wouldn't they? It's there for the taking, this game, isn't it?
Well, it really is. I mean, you kind of look at Barnet's chances in that first half and maybe could have had a second one to make this second half a little bit easier for Dean Brennan's side, but you have to give full credit to Aldershot. As poor as they were in the first half, I think they've showed great character. They've got themselves the goal. And they've been the better side, but the game is very, very open. You can't really see both defences holding out. They don't look solid as a unit. That's where he feels 3 points here from either side could be absolutely massive.
Well, Glover here insisting that there was no malice in this challenge. Let's have another look at it. Yeah, he slipped, hasn't he? It's taken him into Richards Everton, which won't help Richards Everton, but it was clearly a slip. Well, Mark Molesley with perhaps what you might put in the bracket of an inspired change to bring on Mo Silla for his debut, and it reaped almost instant rewards, didn't it, with him scoring the equalising goal.
So it was a really well taken strike there from Mo Silla, but I'd say Mo Vetema kept it in absolutely brilliant. The cross was a little bit deep, but he'd done well. He reacted and then played it back and had a free strike into the goal. I'm pretty sure he'd say he'd go and change the game. I don't think you've got to go and change the game that quickly. An inspired substitution, and to say the goal's really changed the context of this game now.
Looks as though he's going to be okay to continue here, which is good to see. Well, a bit further treatment required. Seemingly when he put a bit of weight on that Richards-Everton, it's wasn't quite as assured as perhaps I thought he would be, as Silla gets it clear. Giving him another opportunity to prove he can carry on here. Hall thought he might hit that first time. And Jolie, chance to stretch his legs here, chased by Brundle. Gets away from him. Up against Taylor now. So back on here, Richards-Everton. Still clearly far from comfortable. Kinsella with the throw-in. Mikhail and Jolie. Kinsella. Gets the return, and Jolie, and then was rather sandwiched by Taylor and Hall. And a free kick right on the edge of the box here.
Absolutely brilliant in this second half. Aldershot wide, man, just being brave on the ball. I think that's the one thing I think Aldershot have now. I think Barnet don't have someone that can carry the ball, can run with the ball. And now Taylor being on a yellow card will certainly delight a lot of the Aldershot players to get the ball out wide now, getting these one-on-one situations, go up against him.
So booking for Harry Taylor. Someone who's been with Barnet now almost a decade, joined the club in 2012, the captain. In the final 20 minutes at the Hive, Oxborough organising the three-man wall, and Jolie hits it, and Oxborough untroubled. Now the goalkeeper caught there as he looked to lay that forwards. Andrews has been kicked by the goalkeeper, but got in the way of him taking that quickly. That's a quick recovery. He's been booked for that challenge on the goalkeeper, Andrews. Has had a good impact since arriving on loan from Wimbledon. Corey Andrews, 5 goals in 11 league games. Had to start from the bench today. Like Barnet's goal scorer, Flanagan, another player who came through the Palace youth system. And Richards-Everton, having given it a try, isn't going to be able to continue here. So a substitution required by Dean Brennan. And it's Tastemir who's going to be the replacement, who is a forward. So it's going to require a bit of a reshuffle here from Dean Brennan. Tastemir on loan from Peterborough as a former Azerbaijan youth international on a season-long loan from the Posh. Remember when he won the FA Trophy with Fylde back in 2019, got 5 goals in 6 games. He was once upon a time within Blackburn's youth system and considers Tugay a mentor. Former Turkish international, of course. Fantastic player in his time at Blackburn.
Change in terms of substitution, but just a personnel change with Sam Wood on the ball now, just going at the centre half. Mitch Brundle could maybe gone back there, he's played there before.
It's Silla who puts it forward towards Andrews. Flanagan trying to win it back. Jolie held up by Taylor. Hall. Mason Clark. Handle with the attempted ball into the box where he spotted Marion. It's going to be a call into the beast.
See what Ronald was just trying to do there when the ball went into him, just that little give and go, and Marriott maybe thought square ball play to him, just have a shot.
So Flanagan across to take it. Greenidge up from the back, Brundle there as well, Mason Clark on the edge of the area. It came out to Hall, who hit it early and it was deflected. It's going to be another corner. Bit of pressure here from Barnet.
That's good play now from Barnet. They needed this little bit of pressure just to pen Aldershot back into their own 18-yard box. It's probably the one area they've done really well in the game so far, Adam. When Aldershot cleared lines, they picked up second balls and kept the ball alive.
Flanagan to try again, plenty of movement in the box. Brundle almost got his head on that. And Jolie's clearance not entirely convincing as Mason Clark plays it back here to Beard. Marriott will latch onto this. Hall. Lots of Champions League action to look forward to this coming midweek. Chelsea take on Malmo in Sweden. Tea time kick-off for that on Tuesday. It's on BT Sport 2. Manchester United head to Bergamo to take on Atalanta after their narrow victory over the Italian side at Old Trafford on the previous match night. Forward it went from Greenidge. Hall. Taylor. Flanagan. Taylor. Flanagan. Hall saw the opportunity to cross, and again Aldershot deal with it at the back as Flanagan picks up the pieces.
Just need Andrews to hold the ball up there. They just need a bit of breathing space to get themselves out, because they're being penned back now.
Brundle. Flanagan. Beard. Good movement from Tastemir. Beard. Moving it about nicely here, the Beast, but there needs to be some punch in the final third. Mason Clark. Wagstaff got it clear for the shots.
Certainly moving the ball a lot quicker there, Barnet, trying to find a bit of space, but there almost comes a time, as you just mentioned, and the punch has to be the ball forward or the ball round the corner to try and split Aldershot lines to get players into better positions. Sideways and backwards at pace is easy to defend against.
Let's tell you about the rest of the midweek Champions League action involving the English clubs. Liverpool take on Atletico on Wednesday at Anfield, and then the following night Manchester City up against Club Brugge at the Etihad, 7:15 on the Wednesday on BT Sport 3. Glover. Wagstaff hit it first time. Greenidge got it forwards. Left by Tastemir for Brundle. Flanagan. Barnet have won each of their last 4 home games against Aldershot. Can they find a way? Here the Bees finding Aldershot difficult to break down for the moment. Flanagan. Tastemir. Hard-working Silla wins it back for the shots. Offside flag up against Andrews. Silla, the player down, he was caught late after he'd made that pass. I think it was Beard who he was caught by, Silla. Yellow card shown for the challenge. It's confirmation of that, looking for Sam Beers. He was keenly trying to get across the message here. Silla with the ball into the box as the offside flag goes up. Foster got it clear. Up and under from Greenwich, which Marriott was trying to get underneath, but Lyons Foster did well there for the shots. Glover. Well read that by Greenwich. Chamberlain with the throw-in. Header by Marriott. Hall. Well, the home supporters want a free kick. Kinsella with the throw-in. Well, this time, still no free kick, but they do get a throw-in here, Barnet. Final 6 minutes of normal time. Brundle. Barnet so keen to build on that impressive victory they enjoyed at Stockport during the week. That's how Aldershot was love to end this run that they're on in a bit of a rut results-wise. Big 5 minutes or so this. Spears is a long way forward, and there's his ball in, and it was cut out well there by Corey Jordan.
We get to this period of the game now, it's just about concentration, organisation and communication. Because there could be a big significance for either side to get the next goal.
Flanagan, so much of the Bees play has gone through him. Mason Clark, be it Hall. Sets of players appealing. Corner kick has been given.
It's certainly been a good 10 minutes now for Dean Brennan's side in this second half after not really showing too much so far.
Final 5 minutes at the Hive. Flanagan takes it. And Hall thought he might hit it first time! Oh! Lovely goal! Didn't need to hit it first time. When you can pick your spot like that, you can take your time. Fantastic goal! His first for the club. And it might just win the points for Barnet.
Well, it's a goal of real quality that should win any game of football. Just look at him on the edge of the box there. I thought he was going to take it first time, but he controls it, and it's just a short bat lift. And you mentioned, didn't get really too much power in it, but it's just a quality of precision. He strikes it across the ball. He takes it away from Laurie Walker in the goal. Nothing that the goalkeeper could have done about it. What an unbelievable strike that is, and what a big strike that is for Barnet.
Well, he did make one Premier League appearance for West Ham. Rob Hall, that was under Sam Allardyce way back in the 2012-13 season. I tell you what, that was a Premier League quality finish, wasn't it?
It was an unbelievable finish. Oh, it was a brilliant finish, Adam, really was. Just came to him. It's one of those ones you think, just strike it first time, back into those bodies of players, may get a deflection. But when he took the touch, I thought that he was going to be closed down, but what he had, the awareness, just to very, very quickly strike it, and strike it well he did.
Real beauty of a goal, that, from Hall. And it's put Barnet on track for back-to-back victories. But they've still got to see it out here, Barnet, and Aldershot will look to threaten from this set piece. 2 to go of normal time. Kinsella to whip this one in. Looked to be some holding in the box there. I've got to say that I can understand the appeals there from Jordan. Well, this will be interesting to see again, because there was a big chunk of the shirt being held there. It's whether it was 6 to 1, half a dozen of the other.
That's when he jumps here. I think Sam Wood is marking him. He's got his shirt there. He jumps. Still nose given. He's got no intention of trying to get to the ball there, and he's really stopping the jump there of Corey Jordan, because he's got his shirt. You can clearly see he's got it.
I think if VAR is in operation, Sam Woods is in a world of trouble there, Adam.
I think so. I think he's got away with one.
Glover, great stride forward. The reaction here from Aldershot has been good. And here's Wagstaff, and Andrews is in the middle, and Njoli only just wide. What a chance for the equaliser. Their reactions say it all.
Well, he should have scored, and he needs to score. What a through ball, what a midfield run there from Wagstaff, and it's a free header. You've got time, you can even bring that down if you want to. Just gets that one horribly wrong. It's throwing Barnet a lifeline, but what a miss that is for Aldershot.
Glorious opportunity. We await with interest the fourth official's board to see how much added time we're to get at the Hive. So a minimum of 5 minutes. Mason Clark with Marriott making his way into the box. Tastami is in there too as Mason Clark goes down.
Dustin's put in there, didn't he? No reaction from afterwards from either player.
This would be huge for Barnet if they can see this out. It would mean back-to-back wins for the first time this season. Of course, from on the flip side, if Aldershot can't find an equaliser here, it'll be 5 defeats in a row for them. Big 5 minutes here. It's been a pretty good second half overall from Mark Molesley's side, but are they going to leave the Hive with nothing? It's looking increasingly likely. It's Corey Jordan with the cut here that's going to need treating. Lump forward by Testimir. Marriott will chase it, putting Kinsella under pressure. Well, and maybe a lack of communication there with the debutant goalkeeper, Laurie Walker.
I don't think the goalkeeper did him any favours, Adam. It's one of those long looping balls over the top. You're running back, you know Marriott's chasing you down. You need a bit of help from your goalkeeper.
Andrews. It's Wagstaff who's come across to take it. Glover. They've got to get it into the box here. Surely they'll go along with this throw-in. It's Oxlade-Chamberlain who's come forward to take it. Time very much of the essence here for the shots. They need something to drop for them. Glover. They've got plenty forward here, Aldershot. Kinsella. Jolie is always in a race to try and keep that in what he couldn't win. Let's get Adams man of the match.
I thought his first half performance was absolutely brilliant. And he took his goal really well, really important time to score it. And I just think his midfield energy has been excellent. I think his whole rail game has been vital for Barnet's performance so far in this game, and Cian Flanagan for me has been absolutely brilliant in this game.
It's been patched up. Corey Jordan, man, who had a big shout for a penalty a few minutes or so ago. Sliced by Kinsella. Edging ever closer to another big 3 points. What a week it will have been if they can hold on here for Barnet. Kinsella with the throw in the final minute of added time. Silla. Testimir. That was the outball. Mason Clark with Marriott racing into the middle. That's who he's picked out! Over the bar it went. That was the chance to end the contest.
So it was always a stretching chance there from Adam Marriott. It's a great early ball in there to give him the chance. Difficult one there for him to hit the target.
Just seconds remaining now at the Hive. Real anticipation of the final whistle. Forward it went from Beard. What a week it's been for Barnet. Back-to-back wins for the first time this season, and a goal of real quality wins it for the Bees. Fantastic finish from the substitute Rob Hall. His first goal for the Bees. Took it so well. It was a piece of top-flight quality from a former Premier League player. It was Flanagan who had got the opener in the first half, the man of the match on the day. A debutant for Aldershot. Silla had got the equaliser for them. But it's 5 defeats in a row now for the Shots. They are in a rut that they just can't get out of right now. But Barnet have had quite the week. Is he going to get the job on a full-time basis, is what a lot of their supporters will be asking. Full-time, Barnet 2, Aldershot 1.
Thank you very much to Adam. And Adam, well, listen, if it ain't broke, as the saying goes, Dean Brennan certainly doing a very, very good job as he currently is interim head coach. He is, remember, the head of football here, so his position here is permanent, albeit not exactly as yet as manager. But if he keeps on doing what he's doing, then chairman and owner Tony Kiantos will definitely be thinking about it, that's for sure, because for all that Mark Molesley's team came back into that really well in the second half, it's another defeat that hurts and obviously maroons them in the bottom three, whilst Barnet under Dean Brennan, who were in a perilous position when he took the reins, have now climbed into mid-table. And that ends another busy day in the Vanarama National League. Full highlights later. Here are some of the key moments. Grimsby at home, having lost to Wealdstone in midweek, also slipped up. On this occasion, Ruben Rodriguez, who's so much a pivotal part of Notts County, scoring a very important late winner, 90th minute winner. Ty Marsh also on the score sheet for Boreham Wood, the new leaders. Kevin Mayer's start at Southend has not been on point. A big goal for Boreham Wood, who, as I say, as we'll see in a moment, went top. And Dagenham 2 up against Chesterfield. But back came James Rowe's side, having got one. Kabonga Shumanga, who else, with the late equaliser to make it 2 apiece. And there are the happy bunch of Barnet players with Dean Brennan just talking them through what went well and why they need to keep on doing what they're doing. There is the full story then of the Vanarama National League today. Boreham Wood's win over Southend takes them top, as we'll see in a moment. Bromley and Halifax 0-0 despite a missed penalty for Andy Woodman's side. 2 apiece we've just discussed, Dagenham and Chesterfield. Stockport without a manager at the moment, with Dave Conlon as interim there. 5-2 winners at Dover. It was 2 apiece, but a glut of late goals, and they have been struggling for them lately, with Simon Rusk departing midweek. Eastleigh, too good for Maidenhead by just the odd goal. We talked about Notts County's 1-0 win at Grimsby. No goal, Solihull and Yeovil, with sendings off in that game. Weymouth just getting the better of Kings Lynn. Woking from behind to beat Altrincham, who have got a number of players unavailable. That's an excellent win for Alan Dowson's side. And Wrexham in front of the Hollywood pair